Oh, hi, folks. I want to talk to you about what you should do if you're an ex-con, you're just out of prison, and you have to find a way to support yourself, or, in other words, find a job. But let me give you some background. I'm doing this so you'll know I know what I'm talking about. Back in 1997, I was arrested for violating the RICO Act. Now, for those of you watching the video who don't know what that means, I was arrested for racketeering, influence, corrupt organization. I was the head of an organization, and I owned what was called back then a boiler room, and I had about 100 salespeople working for me, and I was selling timeshare resales. Anyway, they put me in county jail with $1 million bond, and I was facing a life sentence. Now, needless to say, that scared the shit out of me. But like most people, I thought I was innocent, and I was committed to going to trial. The prosecution came to me after about 7 months, and they said if you go to trial and you lose, you'll be facing life without parole. And we will also arrest your wife and put her in here under $1 million bond. Now, that just wasn't right because she had nothing to do with the business. But if you take the deal, we'll give you 10 years prison and 10 years probation. And by the way, if you do go to trial, the jury will be mostly white, and you're a black guy, so frankly, you're out of gas. So anyway, I took the 10-year sentence, and I was lucky they still had game time back then, so I only served about 5 years. So anyway, I completed the prison part of my sentence and began serving the 10-year probation part of the sentence. Now, my probation officer wanted me to get a job. And by the way, I had a $1.3 million restitution that I had to pay, so I told the probation officer I couldn't come anywhere close to paying $1.3 million. She actually wanted me to pay about $3,000 a month. So I put together a pro se motion and went to court. And by the way, I was a pretty good jailhouse lawyer, and I went to court, had the hearing, and I got permission to go into business for myself. And at that point, I was off and running. So with that said, back to the thing about getting a job. You and I both know nobody wants to hire you for a well-paying job. So my advice to you is don't look for a job. Instead, go into business, and that's exactly what I did. I started out with a home business that allowed me to make anywhere from $250 a sale up to $6,500 per sale. My first year, I made over $100,000, and my best year, I made close to $400,000, and I did that with an automated system. So with the power of this system and the internet, you could make the big bucks. And I typically worked about 3-4 hours a day, and my average work week was about 4 days a week. And so I made that kind of money, and you can do the same thing. Now, I've included a link below the video to show you how the system works. This system will allow you to work from home on the internet. The system will also pay you directly, so whatever money you make per sale, you won't have to wait for a weekly or monthly paycheck. And most important, you can scale this business up as high as you want to go. There's no limits to your income. So if you decide to join me, I will show you step by step how to make the kind of money I make. And when you start looking in the mirror, you'll start seeing the boss. So if this content has value to you, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell for more content. Take care, and I wish you luck.